Hey everybody, Jimmy Flowers Scott here. Wanted to come on here and I wanted to talk to each and I wanted to talk to each and every one of you. I got some things that I need to say right now, and some things that I need to get off my things I need to get off my chest. One thing is I posted I tweeted something out. I posted something on Twitter about. I posted something about during the season opener, season opener, last week when I posted on last Thursday, when I posted about how I never thought that I had anxiety, and I recently discovered that I kind of do get anxious, and I do have a form of it. And I was just thinking, there were times in my life where there were some moments where, I really might have thought, there were moments in my life where, all my life I wasn't, maybe all my life I was an anxious person. And I look back at some of the moments in my life over the years. And this goes back to when I was about this goes back to when I was about a young kid. I remember when I was younger, and I was like 8 years old, maybe going on 9 years old. And when I was going to Rockhurst Middle School at the time, there were some anxious moments that I had when I went to Rockhurst Middle School. And there were times when I was on a certain medication at the time. And the doctors, they prescribed me this medication that, let me tell you, I didn't really need it. Because this medication, it just did not, I didn't feel normal taking this medication. I didn't feel like myself. And I did have moments of happiness. But the medication really kind of made me a completely different person. There were times I would get really emotional. There were times where I would be very. There were times where certain things would just make me sad. And it was just so weird. I mean, luckily a couple years later I was taken off of that stuff. And when I got taken off of that medication, I actually felt great. I like doctors, but sometimes they prescribe you medicines that you don't need. And I really think doctors are alright, but it just is sometimes I feel like they prescribe you medicine that you don't need that makes things worse, that makes things worse for you. And that's just how I feel about it. Case in point, I remember back in 2022, summer of 2022, they put me on this experimental medication, heart medication, to see if it would work for me. And I took the medication. I felt okay for a few days, but sooner or later after that, I started getting bad side effects. I had nausea, I had headaches, I had really bad muscle cramps, I had dizziness. It was horrible. But I don't blame the doctors for that. They wanted to try medication out. It didn't work. Luckily, they gave me a better medication that's been working pretty well for me. Better heart medication that's been working pretty well for me. So, like I said, even when I went to middle school, there were times when I did have anxious moments, and I didn't really think that I had anxiety. Because back when I was a kid, anxiety wasn't really a topic that people would share with other people. It's not something people would talk about back when I was a kid, because I went to middle school in the 90s. So nobody really talked about anxiety back then. It wasn't really a big issue back then. It wasn't really a big topic of conversation back then. But nowadays, anxiety is a huge topic of conversation because a lot of people seem to have it nowadays. You know, it's just how it is. So I also even recall some anxious moments back in 1997, late 1997, around September when I started my first day of school at Wagner Memorial School, and I was like so anxious at that school, like, and I think I really, again, I didn't know I had a form of anxiety. I just thought that, you know, it was a normal thing. Then I realized there were some moments when I went to Wagner, because I remember the first day of school, and I remember my foot was still hurt. I was having like foot pain. Like I had it for about a couple of weeks. So I actually had it in the summer. You know, I had it for like a very long time. I do not know what it was, but I think I'm starting to realize that maybe that had something to do with the muscle cramps I get nowadays. Maybe it has something to do with that foot pain that I had back in late '97. I don't know for sure or not, but I was very anxious that day. I was anxious about getting on the school bus that day, and I was anxious, but I really didn't know it. You know, I was a young kid, I didn't know much about it, and I was anxious on the school bus because I was sitting in the back of the bus, and I would get bumped around like crazy. Every bump I hit, it hurt. It would hurt my foot. It's pretty much the worst thing that I felt. I was also anxious about other stuff. I was also anxious about not doing well with my schoolwork, and there were times I did not do well until my schoolwork the first year. I got better. I got better that year. But there were times where I would struggle in certain subjects. And one of the biggest subjects that I would struggle in was math. I was not good at math, let me tell you. In 1997, that is when everything changed. Because during that time, they had something called New Math. And New Math was so frustrating. I didn't get it. My parents tried to help me, and they didn't get it either. Because I don't know what it was, but this math was different. It wasn't the same math that I grew up with. Like, there was something very different about it. And every night I would struggle with that subject. Now, reading I was good at. History, I was okay in history in high school and middle school. I didn't really get that good at history until I reached the high school level, so I was okay in history. Science I was okay with. I was good at reading. Reading was my best subject, and there are certain things that I was good at doing. And the thing about that is, I wasn't really good at like writing stories and stuff, so it took me a while to really do that. Nowadays, I've been doing pretty well with that. I would write narratives, and I've just been feeling great about that. So that was pretty much an anxious moment for me, and I think but luckily, my anxiety that year went away. And I did feel more anxious when I got to the 7th grade. I really started to get better every year, so. Now, 10th grade, that was a bit, I had some anxious moments. I will admit that because I didn't know if it was anxiety or not. Or maybe I was just having a stressful day or something, but 10th grade, that was when I really had. That's when I felt anxious every day. Anxious to impress people, anxious to make new friends, anxious just to, really stand out. It was kind of tough for me, but over the years I got better. And once I got to 11th grade, things started to really go great for me. And a lot of new friends. And really got along with everybody in 2012. Mostly because back then I was a very sensitive guy. I took a lot of things to heart. And I still had that issue after graduating with high school as well, but I kind of grew out of that. There are times in my life I do have the occasional anxious moments. Like when I'm going to the doctor, and that's probably an anxious moment for anybody because, going to the doctor can be a very stressful situation because you worry about if things are going to go right, you worry if they're going to find something, and you worry about, they're trying to put you on medication. You don't want to take it, It's an anxious moment, it really is. And what's been helping me with being anxious would have to be, oh, hey, Grimmy. My cat just walked in the room. Major things that have been helping with my anxiety, and a lot of people aren't going to believe this, but Flyers hockey has been one of the things that's been helping me a lot. I mean, win or lose has been helping me because I enjoy watching hockey games. And even if win or lose, it's a really fun hockey team. When you watch hockey, it's really good for you. It helps you. It just helps you focus. There's another thing that's been helping me. It's my cat Gritty. He's been such a great cat. You can see him right behind me. He's about to climb up on the window. But that's Gritty right there. He's in the video right now. I think he's looking out the window right now. And my sister's looking for him. He's in here, man. He's in here. So he's looking out the window right now. Probably looking at the birds right now. What are you doing over there, buddy? Oh, he is such a tall cat. When he stands up, he looks very tall. Well, anyway, Gritty's been helping me out with my anxiety. He's such a great companion. He's such a kind, caring cat. I just like having him here. He's very friendly, very playful, and just really brightens up everyone's day. He's such a great cat, and he truly helps me with my anxious moments.
What are you doing?
And that's my sister in the background talking to the cat. He's talking to the cat right now.
Hi, Deepy. Hi, Deepy.
Yeah.
Hi.
She's picking him up.
There's a Gritty.
That's my cat Gritty, everybody.
Say
hi, Gritty.
Ain't that the baby?
He's still a kitten right now, but he's getting big. His paws are really big. He's such a friendly cat, and I'm just so glad that that we have a cat now. He really helps with the anxiety. The last cat I had, she wasn't really she was a friendly cat, but she just kept to herself. And she really didn't do much. She didn't like people picking her up. She just had a hard life. My dad got her, she was in it. My dad found her, my dad found out that the previous cat we had was abused. And that's why my previous cat acted like that. So let's get back to my subject here. So Gritty really helps me with my anxiety, and another thing that helps me is writing narratives. That's one of the things that really keeps me calm. One of the things that truly makes me happy. Flyers hockey makes me happy, but I really enjoy writing narratives. And I also enjoy doing sketches, sketching photos. I have this program where I have this program where I try to see where it has a sketch filter. I use the sketch filter and it sketches any photo. And I really enjoy doing that. I think that's really fun. Another thing that helps me with anxiety is social media, and I know what a lot of people are going to say. A lot of people say that social media is a cause for anxiety, but me, it's the complete opposite because I like going on social media. I like interacting with people. I like meeting new people. And I like getting to interact with people and getting to know people as well because I'm a very social guy. Whether it be X, Facebook, Instagram, social media really helps me. When it comes to posting a photo, when it comes to posting about the flyers, or just posting about how things are going in my everyday life, it really helps me. And it really helps me express myself. And it really helps me express my feelings. And it really helps me get my emotions out because I've met some great people throughout social media. And I've met some great people off of social media. And also on social media as well. So I know that's how I get through being anxious. Because during the time when I was in the hospital in 2017, I lost my ability to use a computer. And luckily, I got that ability back in 2019. And that truly helped with my anxiety because the reason I was so anxious during that time in my life is because I had nothing to do. I didn't have anything to take my mind off it. Well, I had YouTube and all that, but I didn't have really anything that would pass the time. And once I got my ability to use a computer back, well, I didn't get my ability back. I can't use my hands to use my computer, but I use a Tobii Dynavox computer, and I also use an eye gaze for my computer. That's how I put all my videos together. You see, you have to, when the computer gets contact with your eyes, you can move in any direction using your eyes. And that has really helped me a lot. Another thing that helped me is making YouTube videos. When it comes to flyers, related YouTube videos, nostalgia videos, or daily vlogs. Doing YouTube videos has really helped me get over my anxious moments. It helps me take my mind off of the way things are going in the world. It takes my mind off the harsh reality of this world. And believe me, I know this world's not perfect. Believe me, I know there's a lot of good things in this world and a lot of bad things going on in this world. I'm aware of that. I know this world's not perfect. Believe me, I know. I listen to KYW every day nowadays. And I can see why this world is so anxious with everything going on in the world. Life is stressful. Life is tough. Now, life's not like TV. Everything's just so easy. No, life is hard. Life is a struggle. But the best way to get through it all is to be proactive. Find things to do. Find a hobby. Get a pet. Get into sports. And try to express your feelings. That usually helps for me. Because for years, I didn't believe I was anxious. I didn't want to admit to what I was anxious. Because in some way, I thought that if I would have admitted that, I thought that people would think I'd be weak. But to tell you the truth, just because you have anxiety does not mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're weak. If you find it in your heart to admit something in your life, then that means you're strong. You're strong enough to admit that something's going on in your life. You alright, Mom?
Yeah.
That something's going on in your life. But don't let anxiety dictate your life. Find a way to distract yourself from it. There's a lot of great distractions in life. And there were times in my life I would hear, being a Flyers fan, I would hear before every game, I would hear voices in my head. The voices of people telling me, the Flyers, they'll never win a Stanley Cup. They'll never be good enough. They'll never win. How can you be a fan of a team that sucks? How can you be a fan of a team that plays bad? You shouldn't even be a Flyers fan. You should pick a different team. And that stuck with me for years. Then I realized you have to ignore all that. And you have to listen to the positive voices in your head. And those positive voices are, you gotta stick with your team, no matter what. And that's what my dad used to always tell me. And that stuck with me for many years. And if you hear those voices telling you that you can't do something, and that you should do this, you should do that, don't listen to those voices. Listen to what's in your heart. That's what I always do. I listen to what's in my heart. And today, the Flyers have a game tonight. And tonight, the Flyers have a game. And I'm not listening to what the people say, what people say. I don't listen to the negative. I listen to the positive. And I'm going to listen to what's in my heart. Going into tonight's game, I'm going to listen to what's in my heart. And my heart is telling me the Philadelphia Flyers are going to win tonight. The Philadelphia Flyers are going to win tonight. And that's what I want to say to each and every one of you. And I'm happy that I get to come on here and do these videos. I like doing these videos. And the reason why I don't do these videos for money is because, to me, it's not about money. It's about coming on here, expressing myself. And I like to come on here and say thank you to everyone who has accepted me for who I am, everyone who's given me a chance, and everyone who's watched my YouTube videos. That truly means a lot to me. It means a lot to me to know that you all accept me for who I am. I'm not a rich man. I'm not a tough man. I'm not a bodybuilder. I don't own a fancy car. I don't even have a 401k. I'm just me. I'm just a regular old. I'm just a regular person. Living my life the best I can. And that's all I gotta say about that. That's all I gotta say about that. Anxiety. I don't let anxiety dictate my life. I distract myself from it. And positivity has been one of the things that's been helping me get through it. Another thing that's been helping me is all my friends. Another thing that's been helping me is all my good friends. Through social media, and off of social media. And also my family. Has had my back for many, many years. Yes, I do suffer. I do have anxiety sometimes. But I don't let it take over my life. We're all anxious. In a way, we all have some form of anxiety. Each and every one of us. Because let's face it, we live in an anxious world. And there's a lot going on in this world. But the best thing to do is take it one day at a time. Think positive. Distract yourself. And I guess that helps you out a lot. So my advice to you is to find something you enjoy. And it will help you get through your anxiety. I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose it. I don't know too much about it. But what I do know is you can't let it dictate your life. Only you can dictate your life. That is not anxiety.